These are prints for the celebration of Halloween that I made with a Gelli plate. First with acrylics, then with etching inks partly mixed with acrylics. I'm quite happy about how they turned out. Let me show you. Hello print fans, it's Halloween time. I want to make a Halloween party invitation for a friend using some fabric pumpkins on a string, a label saying let's party as a stencil, and I bought some apples and a real pumpkin, the smallest I could get, to carve a face in the fruits and try and print that. After I cut the pumpkin open, I realized that there was such big seeds area inside that it would be impossible to carve a face into it. Isn't that funny? I've cooked pumpkins a lot of times before, but could not remember what the inside looked like. Anyway, I was glad I had the apples as an alternative. When printed, they look like apples, but the Halloween face could maybe distract from that, I thought. So you see me trying to carve a strange mouth, a Halloween mouth, a Joker grin into the apple, a little bit of a crooked line, and I'm using the seeds actually as a nose, and then some eyes. This is a melon round shaper, melon shaper, and it's good for making eyes. It's really weird, but I mean, I think it works. I want to have the image in a square size, so I found this frame that I made of paper once, and I will use it to block out the square area on the gel plate. I'm using my A4 gel plate to do that. And I'm sort of registering here where I put the frame later, where I put the gel plate and the picking up paper. The watercolor paper that I want to pick up with, I am taping up there so I can print it 2 times and always have the right place for the print. You can see here that the gel plate doesn't have straight lines anymore. It's a little bit crooked. That just happens and with the time. So what I want to try first is some backgrounds. I have this present wrapping paper that's like a snakeskin a little bit, and I thought it would not print at all. And this here is a wallpaper that I'm cutting to size. As usual, I'm starting with a black acrylic paint, and also as usual, I use the golden open because I just hate having to hurry, and these acrylics they stay wet on the gel plate so long. That's really relaxing, and I need that. So I'm pressing down the snakeskin stuff, and I thought it really wouldn't print, but it made a very nice impression. This is so nice. And there's also some decalcomania effects. And wow, that's great. By the way, if you're hearing a dog snoring in the background, that's not a hallucination. And now I'm trying the wallpaper. Yeah, that's nice. But it's very dark, so I can't really use it as a background. I'm not sure if I'll even use those backgrounds. I'll start now with some other effects. I start with the apple, and as you can see, I used white on it before when I made a test. This is a piece of fabric, a piece of cloth for Halloween. It's supposed to look like spider webs, but it doesn't really. And the pumpkins and the Let's Party. And I'm pressing down with a deli paper. And what I like about deli paper is that you can see through it the paint that you pick up. Taking the items off and placing the frame and putting on another A4 sized print paper. Yeah, I kind of like it for a first try. But there's some blobs of white, so I ruined it a little bit. I could correct that later with a pencil. So face full of blobs. Spiderweb fabric doesn't look like spiderweb at all, and the writing is the wrong way around because I didn't switch my brain on before printing. Let's try again. Same paint, the golden open, same apple. This time I'm clever enough to pick up the white blobs before. And except instead of the spider web, I'm using a bit of rope here. I think rope is always nice in a print. Pumpkins. This is a little pig stick I use for cooking, but the pig will not really show. Using the deli paper again, putting the frame on again, and press down. You also have to go in the corners of the frame so that everything is printed to the rim. This one's much nicer. This time I want to print over the snakeskin print, and to achieve that I have to fill in my square with white paint because the background would be too dark to accept an orange color, transparent color, so to speak. Cleaning the apple first, that's even more clever. Putting that on. I'm giving the spider web one more chance. So I'm taking everything off here and dabbing a bit with the tissue. Cleaning a bit. And then I want to let this dry. This is regular acrylic color, so it dries quickly. Putting on golden open fluid. Not golden open, but golden fluid paint. In my beloved color quinacridone nickel ISO gold. And printing. And this one turned out pretty nice. It's a bit sad that you don't see much of the snake skin anymore. But the effect all over is quite nice. I like it. I want to print the snakeskin paper again. This time with the transparent quinacridone nickel ISO gold. Amazing, I'm using the same paper a second time. You can't really see it here, but the print is nice. So after putting on the black paint, same, pumpkins, spiderweb, deli paper, I'm using it first now, before I print the apple. And this one, I want to do it a little differently. I'm taking off all the excess color and yeah, to have these single things standing out more. Putting on the frame again and putting that orange snakeskin motif on and pressing down. And yes, and as you can see, all the registering didn't work. It's totally out of register, so to speak. And well, I can always say I wanted it that way. And actually, I like it very often when a print is not registered correctly. I'm a little bored with the apple because it doesn't have any interesting structures apart from the face. So I'm trying to make a stamp out of a cardboard, taking the upper layer off. You have to spray it and wet it, and then it's easier. And I'm just printing that apple face on there so that I know where to cut. Using regular acrylics for this. Didn't really print that well. I'm doing it again. Yeah, that's not better. Yeah. Just to know where to cut, I mark it with a pencil. And while I'm doing this, I'm thinking I'm not really happy with the acrylics outcomes that I made before. And so I'm switching to my beloved etching inks. And as usual, it's just working out much better, far better than the regular acrylics. And I'm printing full A4 because I want to employ a larger cardboard. That was a packaging for something electronical, I don't know, some technical stuff. Very interesting package, I thought. So I kept it. And yeah, like in between, in those shapes, I'm printing on some foil. And the foil is always so fantastic. Just look at that. I think it's so interesting. Everything you do with foil, and you can use it for almost every kind of color, watercolors, oil colors, acrylics. And I picked up the paint with the face, pressing it on the glass where I had spread out the etching ink, and then pressing it into the foil areas. My little pumpkins have to be there too. Yeah, I'm trying to print the pumpkins directly also. It doesn't work that well, but it was worth a try. Pressing down the paper and pulling that print. Isn't that amazing? And I already want to work it out with pencils, but first I'll make some more prints. This time I'm sort of mixing the black, which was always is always remaining on the brayer and on the glass, and mixing it with the acrylic golden open paint in quinacridone. No, I'm sorry, it's the transparent red iron oxide. So to get a mix of those colors. And I'm taking excess off with a wax paper this time, and I'm hoping for some decalcomania effect, which works actually. Really interesting. What's funny about this that the transparent red iron oxide mixed with black very often becomes a sort of brownish color, although in the original it's more orangey, as you can see here with my next trial. And it's strange. Sometimes it goes brown and sometimes the orange takes over. I don't know. Actually, I don't know how to manipulate this. So this is purely only the transparent red iron oxide and working with the foil again. And ta-da! Very nice print. Very nice. But I have to work on it quite a bit. First thing I want to do is have a print of just the pumpkin face, apple pumpkin face, into that print, putting it into that print that I just made. I'm using etching ink again. Everything around the face I'm taking off. And as I put my gel plate on the glass plate, I can turn it around so that I can see exactly where to place it. Again, like it, and I'm inspired to work it out. I'm basically darkening the outlines of the shapes of the face and the other shape, and then I'll be darkening the foldings. What do you call it? The foil effects. I want to have some more text in this, so I'm digging up some old letter sets that I hope will still work. I actually bought them years ago and they weren't new then, so this is kind of antique. I love it, and it also gives me a chance to mix it with the background wrinkles. wonderful decalcomania effects, although I'll lose them in a minute for something better. This is so amazing. Probably not for you because you know, in everything I do, I almost likely see a skull. And I see one in this one. But I don't feel so bad this time of seeing yet another skull because it fits to the Halloween theme. So I work it out. I want a little bit more going on in this one, so I'm thinking about skulls and digging up my stamps and stencils and trying the stamps. This one is printing not very good, probably because it was so expensive. And so I dug up my other foam stencils. There's another one for cookies, which doesn't print very good because it's uneven. And yes, I have these foam skulls that are very beautiful. They're a bit large, but I think I'll try them on this one. I decided against the skull that you just saw, and I'm using the smaller one. And I want it to look like it's behind those shapes. So I'm masking off everything here. That's quite fiddly, and you have to cut really carefully not to cut your image. And when everything's masked off, I can print this skull. This looks great and Halloweenish, but somehow the masking tape is taking some paint off there. Naja, doesn't matter. Even grungier, even vintagier. And I like this one a lot. I think I actually like it the best after I worked it out. You know, I'm the monochrome type. Not always, but often. But this one I like because I can somehow mingle the foil effects with the stencil face, and you see it's just turning into each other. How do you say that? Interfering, intermingling, something like that. You know what I mean. I love it. Noticing here, this one has a party hat. So, how do you like the etching ink prints? Do you like them better than the purely acrylic ones? I like them all, but the working out is so much more fun when you see something in it. That's why I love the etching inks. Well, my friend has a lot of variations to choose from. From here in Berlin, happy creative Halloween to all of you, and see you next week.